Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. Wish you all a very happy new year. My name is Yogi and in today's video we will take a look at how Furina has changed the game and how after her arrival a lot of things have changed. Now having a good healer not only heals your team but also increases your damage if you have Furina on your team. So let's talk about it. If you want to use Furina on your team and use her to max potential and at the same time increase your entire team DPS by a huge amount, you need to understand how she works, and this is what we will be talking in today's video. And at the same time we will have a look at how that has changed the meta and how going forward in the Genshin Impact we might a lot of new characters with new mechanics that we haven't seen before, just like we did with all the new characters. So first let's do a quick overview of what we will be doing in today's video. First we will take a quick look at Furina's kit, how her skill works, how her elemental burst works, and how with the help of Furina you can increase your team damage. Her normal attack, there are basically two things that you need to take a note of. First thing is her first hit of normal attack release a kind of like a rain shot which does do hydro damage, though it doesn't apply any hydro to enemy for you to swirl, but it does works on the puzzles where you need to use hydro. The other thing that we need to take a note of is her charge attack. Using her charge attack you can change the mode that you use her skill. So her skill has two modes. First is where she summons the creature and it heals you, and the second one where she summons three creatures, which is seahorse, octopus and crab, which do periodic hydro damage in AoE to your enemies. The first seahorse attack fastest but has lowest damage, and second is the octopus who attacks pretty frequently, not as fast as the seahorse, but does do a good chunk of damage, plus it has a pretty good AoE. Third and the last is the crab, which is my personal favorite because it does the highest amount of damage, plus it actually attacks like around 5 seconds per hit. So yeah, that's the catch. Anyway, next, her burst. So her burst, how it works is after Furina activates her burst, she has a window of 18 seconds where she gains faint fear stacks, which she gains whenever her teammates lose or gains HP. So she gains 1% when one fanfare stack each percent of HP the teammate loses. In total 300, it goes up to 300, and at 300 she gives her entire team 75% universal damage bonus, which in reality increases your overall team's DPS by 35 to 40%. And the best thing about her burst is that it not only buff your on-field character, but the buff also applies to your off-field character, which means that Furina increase your overall team DPS by around 35 to 40%, which is, if you ask me, is a tremendous amount, and she brings a ton of value to your team. Now I wanted to take a moment and discuss something which not a lot of people are talking about, which is Furina's elemental skill. The main part I wanted to talk about is her healing part, which I don't see a lot of people giving the credit that it deserves. It totally deserves. So it heals your on-field character for almost 3,500 to almost 4,000 HP, which if you ask me personally, I think it's pretty good amount. Like it can keep your character alive in any situation, whether there is wolf corroding your HP away, or whether it is Pyrolactor zapping away your HP, or any situation, or even in an emergency situation where you need urgent healing quickly, Farina got you. And the main thing I use it for, the world, I just travel here and there, and then I generally don't use a healer. So when I have Farina on my team, I can just quickly pop her skill up and she can just start healing out my on-field character. Also, one more thing, her skill stays out for 30 seconds and it heals 4,000 like 1.5 seconds each, and that adds up. Actually, that adds up to a lot. Secondly, that everybody knows her, the three creature, they do a shitload of damage. They do almost equal, if not more, than Yalan, uh, just as a reference.
and everybody knows Yelan is made for damage. She was made for damage.
And I wanted to give one extra note and wanted to let you guys know how Farina hydro application is. I see a lot of people talking about, but they don't really give you the definition where it is good and where it is not. It says that it has a good hydro application, but it's good, not good. So I give you a fixed definition. Her hydro application is very good in teams such as Hyper Bloom. Her hydro application is good in freeze. Her hydro application is very good in electro charge. And all the team basically which I mentioned are the same, where they just need some hydro but not always a consistent hydro for them to like vaporize like the pyro team. So if you are using a pyro team like Shangling with your Farina, what will happen is that you will do vaporize, but you will do the vaporize with your Farina, not necessarily with your Shangling. You might do one or two Shangling vaporize here and there, but mostly it will be Farina that will be doing the vaporize reaction. But that's not bad actually. Farina, she does pretty good damage. Her vaporize would do around like 80-90. If you build her right, she might do even more, 80-90k damage per vaporize for with her crab. So it's good. Next, what I wanted to talk about is how Farina has really evolved through the time, just been 1 month, but how everybody is building team around her and how she has changed the meta. I myself is using a few teams with Farina, and trust me, all of them perform way better than I first thought. And the teams where I replace Farina, I don't feel like I need to use Kazuha anymore, because she does increase the damage that much.
Sorry everyone, it's future me. I just wanted to mention one quick thing which I just noticed while editing the video. So Farina normal attack has both Uxia and Numa alignment depending on which mode you are using her skill. So yeah, she's very useful in interacting with the puzzles and the new things that we got in Sumeru, because she has both the alignment. Yeah, that's it. Thanks. Let's get back to the video.
The main thing I wanted to discuss is I wanted to somehow compare Farina with Kazuha, because a lot of people say Kazuha is one of the best character, and I agree with that. What Farina does is that she increases your entire team DPS by 35 to 40%, that too for different element, that too for a long time. If you, let's say you talk about Kazuha, if you use Kazuha's skill or burst, you get those buff for almost like 10 seconds. The buff that you get from his skill, I guess it's 8 seconds. So and Farina does this for 80 seconds. And if you want to keep, you can always keep the Kazuha buff active, but you have to come on field and do the swirl and again that. Secondly, Farina, which I mentioned, that Farina does it for all the team member, including different elements. For Kazuha, if you want to do it, it is very difficult. You can only do it with some specific characters who apply, like if you want to do double swirl with Pyro and Hydro, what you need is Child, who applies 2 unit of Hydro on his scale. I guess the same is said for Yelan, she also does it, but what you need is a strong Hydro, and then you use Bennett Burst and then you swirl. That way, sometimes you get both swirl, but sometimes you don't. So that is very hard to do, but with Farina, if you use her, that can happen without any efforts. It's just very easy to use. And if you want, you can use Jean with Farina, which I personally do a lot, and that way you can get the massive buff from Farina. At the same time, you can use Jean with Weirdess and Veneer set, VV set, and also decrease the resistance of your enemies by 40%, and that too will increase your team DPS by a lot. I wanted to give a quick comparison between 3 character Kazuha, then our Sucrose, and now that we have Furina. I think a lot of people what they say with when they compare Kazuha with Sucrose is that Sucrose is very good. Sucrose is almost as good as Kazuha, if not better. In some scenarios, Sucrose increase your team DPS even more than what Kazuha does. But what a lot of people don't use Sucrose, mainly not because she doesn't increase enough damage. It's not easy to use. Sucrose is not very easy to use, and Kazuha feels very smooth. The same way between Kazuha and now with Furina, it's the other way around. Now Furina feels much easier to use and get most value out of. All you need is just a healer with Furina, and you can get pretty much same benefits. and it's way easy. You just need to use Farina burst, then quickly go to your healer, do a quick burst of healing, get entire team health to max, and then within a couple of seconds, within 4 to 5 seconds, even if you don't have all maximum stacked, those animals that you have on field that will drain your maximum that your team's HP, and they will get you those maximum stats pretty soon, and you will do it for like 18 seconds. I just wanted to bring that up. So Farina is, I don't think, in any way better than Kazuha. Just wanted to get that message across. In no way I'm saying that Farina is better than Kazuha. Kazuha is always the better character. He increases your team DPS by not team, but yeah, you can say your on-field character DPS by 60%, which is like 60%, so which is like 20% more than what Furina does at her max potential at C0, and Kazuha does 20% more. That too, always including that when Kazuha is using VV set.
But Farina makes up for it by making any character to use Marachasi Hunter set, which gives you 15% normal charge attack damage and it gives you 36% crit rate. I understand normal charge attack damage might not be applicable for all the characters, but that 36% sweet crit rate, who doesn't want that? Everybody would love to have that crit rate, and Farina is the only character who can do that. Currently, if you want to use the Marachasi Hunter set, either you have to have a fountain new character who has that inbuilt mechanic to drain and gain HP, or you can simply slap on Farina on your team and you're good to go. And to be honest, the 36% crit rate makes your build very easy. So though Farina doesn't increase your damage as much as Kazuha does, but she definitely does make up for it. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to talk into today's video. Don't forget to share your thoughts into the comment. If I miss anything, before I do, Farina can walk on water. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't miss anything, I feel like, but if still I miss anything, feel free to let me know in comments. And yeah, once again, Happy New Year. See you soon. Peace out. Bye bye.
Nice.